Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. I think it's about time for a project update. Also to celebrate that I reached 2,400 subscribers. So thank you very much for that. Let's take a look at all the projects at this very moment. Some of them are broken. The A112 Abarth has been driving quite a lot since the engine rebuild. This is one of the most fun cars that I have ever owned, and still it's quite usable. It is a lot bigger than it might look like. Of course, it's a bit tiny when I have to get in and out, but I can have a lot of stuff in it. It drives pretty comfortable comparing to other small cars of the era, like the Mini. It's fast, not extremely fast, but it's fast enough to be nice on the road. And so far it has been pretty reliable. That's also nice. Although one thing happened, and it's my own fault. One day I was driving up the road. I thought the engine sound was a bit different than normal. It sounded like a fan belt beginning to squeal a little bit. I thought maybe a bearing was gone on the generator or the water pump. And then suddenly I heard a sound. I dropped something. Right after that, the battery light started, and I knew from experience that most likely the fan belt had come off. So I switched the car off immediately because the fan belt is also driving the water pump. So I stopped the car to not overheat it. It turned out that the pulley that is bolted onto the crankshaft and pulls the fan belt had come loose. I must have not tightened up the main bolt hard enough, or maybe I forgot Loctite or something like that. I really don't know. No matter what, it's my own mistake. Fixed that a couple of weeks ago now, and it's running perfectly once again. But one thing has been bothering me for quite a while on this car, and that is it got some shakes mostly above 80 kilometers per hour, and it gets really intense at around 120 kilometers per hour highway speed. That is annoying me a lot because this car is really small, but still it can actually keep up with modern traffic. In my country that is 130 kilometers per hour, and this car can go that fast, no problem. It can actually go on to almost 160, I think. And I really like to have the ability to keep up. I won't do it very often because it is a very tiny car and you feel very tiny in modern traffic. But at around 120, the shaking this car develops is so intense that it's really unpleasant. I'm not sure where it's from, but I think I have located it to the rear axle. It seems to shake the car, not the steering wheel. At 120, everything shakes, also the steering wheel, but I think it comes from the chassis and not the steering axle. Therefore, I took a look at the rear wheel today. I found out that the handbrake cable on one side is stuck, and actually stuck a little bit on. It doesn't drag a lot, but it drags a little bit. And I don't know if that can be causing my shakings. Also, I found out the bearing on the rear was broken. Actually, all the balls fell out when I took the hub off. So I need new bearings. I'm not sure this will fix the problem, but it's a problem that needs to be fixed nonetheless. So I got new brake shoes, new bearings, and a new handbrake cable on the way. And then this car should be good to go again. This is the newest car we own, but still it's the one we have owned for the longest time in the fleet at the moment. This is the Citroën C1. I made a video over 1 year ago on this car because it had a very loud ticking noise. And I do know that all Citroën C1s, Toyota Aygos and Peugeot 10 something is very noisy engines. They are very tappety and they actually sound a little bit broken. But this one is far worse than any other I have ever heard. That problem is still there. It has not become worse. It is just the same. I'm really surprised that it's still working and haven't seized or anything like that. Because the other problem this engine got is it uses quite a lot of oil. And to the extent that we really often forget to add oil, because this is my wife's car and It drives very many kilometers per month. So very often we forget to check the oil and then it's very low. A couple of times I actually noticed that it was missing oil because the oil light came on at the cornering. That is really bad. Still, it is just soldering on. I don't know why it's using oil. I can smell that it burns oil when it's cold, but I don't think it does that when it's hot. But either way, I went to the MOT station yesterday with this car because it needs an MOT, and it did not pass. It was not because of pollution. Actually, the pollution level is extremely low on this one. So I don't think it's burning oil while hot. But it failed the MOT because of rust. But the rust is right here. I don't really know how bad it is yet. Yeah, so this needs to be fixed. The other spot, and apparently this is a very common spot on the C1s and Igos and all that. So this is an area you should check if you're going to buy one. The subframe, the front subframe, they rust. I was quite surprised about that on such a new car. The MOT man told me that up here is the worst place, but mine is all right there. Where mine's got a problem is right there. It's not exactly a hole yet, but yeah, it actually is a little bit of a hole, but it's very thin in the material. I am allowed in my country to make a patch over this, so that is what I'm going to do. We have a lot of rules when it comes to welding stuff in Denmark, but this area, it's okay to make a patch. So that is what I'm gonna do. So to be honest, I was surprised that the problem on the C1 was going to be rust because it's such a new car compared to all my other cars, which are all rusty, except the Panda maybe. But yeah, it's rust. It's not bad. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on fixing it, but maybe. Out there in the garden, don't look at all the crap I need to clean up, is the Bohanga. The dream about making the Bohanga a 4x4 camper is off the table. It's not going to be possible. The only real way to do it is to register it in another country, like Germany or something like that. Then it needs to be registered in that country for at least 3 months, and then I can take it to Denmark. Then it should be possible to make it into a person carrier and not a van. That is going to be way too complicated. So right now it's a bit on the back burner, but I think I'm just gonna fix it up as a van and have some fun in it, and then maybe sell it on. I don't know yet. It's a bummer, but that's just the way it is. The Panda is working perfectly. This one is actually also having a shaking problem at around 70 kilometers per hour, and I think it's because of wheels out of balance, actually. I need to fix that at some point. No, actually it got another problem, a very weird problem. Once every time I drive this car, it cuts out. When I press the clutch, it will just switch off, and it will only do that once every time I drive it. I have no idea what's going on. I have a feeling that maybe the crank sensor is a bit bad, but I really don't understand why it's only once every time. That's so weird. The mopeds, or some of them, are in the corner right here. Previous video I tuned the black one. I still need to make a video on testing how it works. I have another Velo in the basement, and the Rex is still mine. Actually, I don't have any other mopeds than those at the moment. No. So maybe I should buy one soon. And as always, the Austin Metro is at my storage unit. And yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna continue on that build, but at some point. Also, I have another project on its way, I think, and hopefully it will get here soon so I can start on that. But thank you to all of you guys who are watching my videos. I'm really proud about the fact that I'm at 2,400 subscribers now. And I know I have been a bit lazy on the uploading side lately. I have been very busy with job and house building and all that stuff. I hope to begin to make some more. But thank you for the support and thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.